Really excited to talk about our opportunity with you guys here today and what it's worth. But let's go ahead and let's hop into the webinar here today, and we'll talk about what I'm going to cover. First things first, we'll talk about the current loyalty market. We'll talk about why merchants are going crazy. Also, the new deals website that we just added to the platform. I'll do a platform demonstration, and lastly, we'll kind of talk about what you guys get. So let's talk about the current loyalty market. I'm sure everybody's already pretty familiar with old-fashioned paper punch cards. A ton of limitations. I mean, there's obviously no way to do any sort of tracking or any sort of analytics. Consumer participation is pretty low, and on top of that, people are always misplacing their cards. I know I always did. So maybe from the business the business's point of view, maybe that's a good thing. You create the loyalty program, people participate, but they get a couple stamps in and they lose their card and they have to start over again. But obviously the consumer loses on that deal. But you're not collecting any customer data as a business, right? I mean, with the paper punch card, you're not collecting phone numbers, you're not collecting email addresses. You certainly cannot send a coupon through a paper punch card. So there's a million limitations there. But for what it's worth, if you do find businesses in your area that are using a paper punch card, I think it's a wonderful prospect to go to first. I think you can get them caught up to the 21st century and give them a loyalty program that consumers are actually going to participate in at a price point that really makes sense for any sort of a business. On top of that, you've got other loyalty apps that are out there today. A lot of them are like umbrella apps, and by that I mean like in the Midwest, we have a company called Belly. Now, Belly is marketing Belly in all these different businesses, and everybody's selling and has a loyalty program underneath Belly. I can tell you firsthand because I talk to a lot of these business owners. They don't like that style because, in a roundabout way, they're promoting other people's businesses and loyalty programs in their own place of business. And, on top of that, I mean, it's a really expensive solution. So, most times people are paying $300, $400, $500, $600 per month, and they're paying for the customer data. Every phone number, every email is sometimes $2, $3, $4, $5 a piece. So, that's not going to be a great fit for every small and medium-sized business. But again, you guys with our platform here, you can provide all those features and functionality at a price point that makes sense for any sort of a business. And that's exactly why merchants are going crazy. I mean, we've got the most innovative, loyalty solution that you're going to find out there. It uses a QR code scanner to validate. We're looking at some other really other kind of slick ways to be able to validate. But under its current iteration, Joe customer walks into ABZ coffee shop. He buys his coffee. The barista holds up a QR code. He scans it. The QR code scanner is already built directly into the app, and everybody moves on with their life. It's the safest, most secure, most efficient way you could possibly validate on the market today, and it works on every single smartphone. It doesn't matter if you have an Apple, if you have a Droid. I mean, technically, if you had a BlackBerry, it'll work for that too. If you get internet access, I'm not sure if there's many of those around anymore, but even if you did, it works on every single smartphone on the market today. And the platform, the way that it's currently constructed, I mean, it's perfect for any sort of a business. It doesn't matter if they want to have the app that you create. You can also create a tablet app for them too. So people can walk in and they can validate simply just by putting in their phone number. There's still people out there who don't have a smartphone, and that's perfectly fine. Or maybe they ran in and they had a couple bucks in their pocket. They didn't have their smartphone, but they still want to have credit for buying the coffee or buying the sandwich or getting the oil change, whatever it happens to be. They can still validate with their phone number. The cool thing is, because this is all web-based, consumers are setting up their own account. So it doesn't matter how they validate. If they scan a QR code through their smartphone or if they use the tablet, they're still getting credit in one central location. Now, all that information is all trackable by the business too. They get to see, for all the different programs that a business may have, who's participating, how many rewards have been earned over a set period of time, how many validations have taken place over a set period of time, how many rewards have been redeemed over a set period of time. So the business can track, and I mean, that's basically their own ROI. They can see, just exactly what plans are working. So if they need to make a tweak to it, maybe it's not getting the response that they want. But everybody loves the, buy 10 coffees, get the 11th one for free. But they're buy one coffee, get a free, buy 5 coffees, get a free breakfast sandwich. Nobody seems to be participating, and maybe they need to dangle the carrot a little bit closer. Maybe if you buy 3 coffees, you get a free breakfast sandwich. So, I mean, they get real-time information, they get real-time analytics. That's the whole point of it. Obviously, you're not doing that with a paper punch card, and it's very expensive to do that with any other loyalty solution that you're going to find on the marketplace today. And that's exactly why merchants are going crazy. Now, in addition to that, you guys have another product that you can market. Like I kind of alluded to before, with each and every one of the customizable apps that you're able to build for a business, that business can push a coupon directly through the app. Those exact same coupons can also get pushed to a deals website that you run and promote within your community. It's intended to be like an upsell or a cross-sell opportunity, so that if you're charging, and for what it's worth, most of my licensees right now, before I get the question, as far as what they're charging, most of them right now are charging a setup fee. And that usually ranges, I'd say, $100, $200, $300 up front. And usually somewhere between $100 and $400 per month per business. But let's say if you're keeping it right down the middle, you charge a $200 setup fee and $200 per month per business. Let's say they have 2 coupons that they want to be pushing through the app. If they also want to have that promoted and pushed to your coupon guide that you're promoting out there in the community, maybe it's an extra $25 or $50 per month per coupon. So it's an upsell. You can get an extra $50 to $100 per month per business because you have an additional product. That's why we wanted to offer it. But you can see here with this slide, I mean, it's people can find, based upon the category, maybe they're looking for coupons specific to, pizza places, sub shops, dry cleaners. Maybe they want to, search for deals based upon the location in their city. Maybe they're in an outlying suburb. Maybe they're downtown. All of these things, as far as categories and locations, they're all totally customizable and tweakable so that you can, design it specific to your city. Now with that, let's go ahead and do a platform demonstration. I want to show you guys just how easy this is to use. So bear with me for 1 second. I'm just going to flip over my screen, and then we'll go ahead and showcase our platform. So the first thing that I wanted to show you guys is the website that we build for you. You can check this out after the fact. You can go to madisonstamp.com. This is your sales website. So if, when you're out there promoting this in the community, when the business comes to your website, this is what they see, except it's going to be white labeled. So it's all customizable, specific to you. It's going to be your logo here in the upper left. You can add custom pages here or custom tabs up on here. It's really professional. You've got a white label video that, it's 44 seconds long. I think it does a really nice job of kind of describing and discussing just exactly what it is that you can do for a business and how they benefit. It's meant to be a really nice icebreaker, but, your features page looks really nice and professional. Pricing is obviously going to be customizable. Kind of moving on here. Contact page, pretty self-explanatory. This is where you guys get leads. You would log in right here, obviously, to your master admin panel. On the consumer side, the consumers can find all the different loyalty programs that happen to be in their area. If they want to join the loyalty program for Lucky Joe's, they can do so. Pretty slick and easy. They can also find deals, and this is the deals website right here. So all the coupons that are currently being pushed out on all these apps, you can enable them to be pushed out here onto this coupon guide. And like I said before, this is intended to be like an upsell or a cross-sell opportunity. So that's the website. Now I'm going to show you guys the master admin panel. What I'm really just trying to showcase here in this particular platform demonstration is just how easy this is to use. I want to make sure that you understand that there's nothing intimidating here. We've simplified this platform to the point where anybody, regardless of background or aptitude, can operate these at a really high level. And if you can upload a picture into an email, that's probably the hardest equivalent task that we'd have to have you do. So moving on here, your dashboard, the very first time that you sign in, this is what you see, all the different businesses that you happen to be working with. If you wanted to log into Salvo's Pizza, for example, you would simply log in right here. And the very first time that you create a business or an app for somebody, this is basically what it looks like. To upload a logo. it's just like uploading a picture into an email. We give you the pixel specs, the cover photo. It's just like uploading a picture into an email. Same for the tablet cover photo. The app icon is all customizable. So you're building an app that is totally branded out on it. It's branded specifically to the business. It looks like they went out to a development company and wrote out a check for 15 or 20 grand to have something built in house. In actuality, I mean, they're obviously paying much less than that, but their consumers don't have to know that. They get to look like one of the big dogs with the apps here. But the website URL, all customizable, and settings here. I mean, how do people register? Is it going to be by mobile phone, email address, or is it going to be both? This is how the business collects customer data. Every single consumer, to participate, they have to create a consumer account so that they are the ones who are actually getting credit for the activity, but they collect customer data through phone numbers and email addresses. So as you collect emails and phone numbers, you can text out and email out to those customers, and maybe that's an additional way for you guys to charge. If you've got, if Salvo's Pizza has 500 customers, to do a text blast to them for a brand new coupon, maybe you charge Salvo's Pizza $100. It's up to you guys to decide how you want to do it. But, we tried to build a really nice turnkey solution so that you're a marketing agency almost as much as you are a development company, because you're able to develop apps and you're also able to work with their customers to drive new business. So a lot of solutions here. And bear with me for 1 second. I just got to get a sip of water here before I cough. All right. So language is going to be customizable on the site. Same for time zone, day format. Designing the app. I mean, you get to select the background color, font color, header color. It's all pretty self-explanatory. Location details, header details. I mean, it's all pretty much right there. The loyalty programs, as far as what you guys are going to create a loyalty program. What's it going to be for Salvo's Pizza? Is it you buy 10 pizzas, you get the 11th one for free? Whatever it is, this is where you're doing it. You get to select the QR code option here. When is it going to reset? How many validations can be done in a day? You want to make sure that can't be abused. You want to make sure that somebody, if they know a worker at Salvo's Pizza, that they can't just scan it 10 times and instantly get credit for a free pizza. So there's a safeguard measure in place there too. The analytics for the program, the business can see, like I was kind of alluding to before, how many rewards have been redeemed, how many have been earned, how many validations have taken place. They can track the effectiveness of their campaigns, on top of the fact that they're able to collect customer data like phone numbers and email addresses. All that data can either be imported, exported, whatever they'd like for marketing purposes. Now let me go back to the master admin panel, and I'll show you a couple other things. Sales agents, I guess I'll touch on that real quick. If you want to hire a commissioned sales rep, I think that's another interesting kind of way to do this business. It's not with over 500 licensees, there's a lot of different ways to kind of slice it and dice it, and I've seen it firsthand. Some people have a full-time job. Some people have a part-time job. Some people just don't feel comfortable doing the sales and marketing, and that's fine. If you want to hire a sales agent, I think that's a really clever way to kind of get this out there to your market. And you can add an agent here. And for what it's worth, and not to go down a rabbit hole here, but as far as compensating a sales agent, I think a really smart way to do it is through the setup fee. And most people are charging, $100, $200, $300 up front. But let's say if you're charging a $200 setup fee, I'd probably look to give all that directly to that rep. And even if they're only making a sale a day, that's $1,000 a week. $200 a day times 5 working days. That's $1,000 a week. I mean, that's over $52,000. I mean, it is $52,000 a year if that's how you compensate them. And I don't think you're going to have a problem finding a good quality qualified rep if that's how you pay them. Meanwhile, your residual income builds up really quickly here because I think the majority of my business is that's really what they're most concerned with. And if you're at a sale a day pace, if you're averaging $200 per month per business, that's $4,000 a month in residual income that grows all from this one rep. So by the end of month 1, you're at $4,000 a month. By the end of month 2, you're at $8,000 a month. By the end of month 3, you're at $12,000 a month. And that's all scalable, guys. So you've got a really cool opportunity to make a lot of money here. But definitely with the sales agent, it's a really clever way to kind of cover more ground, and maybe that is the only way that that selling is taking place, or maybe it's a supplement or a complement to your own efforts out there in the market. So you can definitely add that agent so that when they sign in, they only have access to the businesses that you assign them. You're not giving them master admin credentials, and I think that's important. Now, as far as your website, it's all totally customizable. Same deal, just like building an app. Doing the logo is just like uploading a picture into an email. Contact information all customizable. Language and currency is all customizable. And for those of you who are outside of the U.S., we have a lot of different languages and currencies here. You want to integrate as much social media as possible. We have every link virtually known to man. SEO is going to be customizable, not only title but description. A lot of other different miscellaneous options here and radio buttons that you can kind of use to kind of tweak out your site as you see fit. Plans and pricing, again, all customizable. You get to decide what the plans are going to be called, what the price is. Is there going to be a setup fee? What they come with as far as features is just selecting little radio buttons. You can add a custom page onto the website too. So I know a lot of you guys have, an additional product or service that you may want to pitch in addition to Mobile Stamp. You can create a custom page, and you can link directly to that. I would also recommend, if you do have an additional product, create a custom page on that website too that links to Mobile Stamp, so these two are almost cross-referring traffic to each other. You can add a payment button onto the website too, which is pretty cool. You can collect monthly and annual payments from your customers. The deals website, all totally customizable. We'll click on that quick. Again, logo, header text. I mean, it's typing into a user-defined field. Can't really make it much easier, but the categories and locations are all going to be customizable. Let's get into the resource center here too. We've got a ton of different pieces of marketing collateral, and you'll see that here too. We've got sample business card templates, sample flyers. We've got sample contracts. That'd be the merchant contract here. Sample phone scripts, press releases, a prospecting PowerPoint, a prospecting video. There's a ton of stuff here. And merchant welcome kits. Now, this would be a little bit redundant, but I just want to make sure for those of you who joined a little bit late, you get a full understanding as far as what you get here with the platform. Number one, it's 100% your own business, and it's a big distinction because we're not a franchise. That's why you're not paying $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 up front to get in. We also don't get involved in royalties or revenue sharing or anything like that. We're just a website licensing company. So as you'll see here in the next couple slides, as far as pricing, it's either a flat fee per month or per year to run your business. But if you charge ABC Restaurant a $200 setup fee and $200 a month, every penny of that goes directly to you guys, because you obviously keep 100% of your own sales. It's all totally white labeled. It's built underneath your domain. If you don't already have one, you can always go out to like a GoDaddy or a Network Solutions. You would simply buy that domain name, and that's what we're going to build the site underneath. And lastly, no experience needed here. You've got a total business in a box here, guys. You get your own branded website, like I showed you, MadisonStamp.com. You get the loyalty software, the coupon guide. You get client portals so that, let's say if you wanted to give a username and password to ABC Restaurant, they could actually sign in and they could be the ones to manage everything too. That's another option. And certainly if they're doing that, I'd probably offer it at a little bit of a discount, because that's, less time that you're spending with them and allows you guys to spend a little more time on, driving new business. We also take care of the hosting and the maintenance. We do ongoing training and support, weekly webinars. You get all the marketing collateral too. And just like I showed you in the platform demonstration, sample flyers, business card templates, sample scripts, marketing plans, every single tool you could possibly want or need to get out there and really hit the ground running. And so we look forward to having you guys on board. Thanks.